Hello, today we will talk about Don't Starve. Don't Starve is an action-adventure game with a randomly generated open world and elements of survival and roguelike gameplay. Combat is handled by pointing and clicking with the mouse, while other activities controlled by the keyboard. Okay, why I love Don't Starve? Every single time you start a new game, it's an entirely random generated world where nothing is the same as the last, dumping you in a strange territory to explore, forage, learn, craft, and progress on your own terms. For the most part, the controls and interface are intuitive, so it's simply a matter of deciding where to go or what to do. Challenge! It's a quite challenging game, especially until you get to the hang of things. It's a dark, twisted survival game where pretty much everything is trying to kill you. You gotta to scavenge, pull things, and defend yourself, all while trying to pay attention to environment and the fullness of your stomach. The game is called Don't Starve, and hunger is indeed a major theme. If you go a few days without food, you will die. That said, there are plenty of other things to kill you, a variety of animals and monsters, environmental hazards, and your own dwindling sanity. To battle this, you rely on building your own equipment, consumable and structures ranging from weapons and armors to crockpots to unwholesome magical devices. Let's see a 1-minute gameplay video. But most importantly, don't starve. Okay, let's go with the premise. Don't Starve is an uncompromising wilderness survival game full of science and magic. You play as Wilson, an intrepid gentleman scientist who has been trapped by a demon and transported to a mysterious wilderness world. Wilson must learn to exploit his environment and its inhabitants if he ever hopes to escape and find his way back to home. Wilson hears sounds from radio, which is Maxwell. The sound belongs to Maxwell, and the Maxwell will gonna trick him. So he's gonna make a device according to instructions. But this was a well hidden knowledge. And adding his blood. Now there is only one step left. Radio says throw the switch. And then that's how everything is begin. Maxwell took him to the other world. Okay, now let's talk about the characters. There are some other characters added to the game after a few updates. This is Willow. Willow got a light, which doesn't have durability. It's a small source of light, but it's a nice though. This is Wolfgang. He's a tough guy when he's not angry. If he's angry, he's not so tough. This is Vandy, and with that follower, he's communicating with her sister, Abigail. And this is a robot called WX78. It's not a picky eater. He got some advantages and disadvantages, of course. And this is the finger button. knows to do magic with books, killing birds or maybe burning that birds, like that. And this is Woody. Woody is chopping the woods with his special axe, which has got no durability. And this is Wes. This is Wes's more challenging character because he's weak and also he's not able to speak. Okay, then let's move on. So, if you wanna get more information about these characters, you can stop the video in here. For the time, I will just skip it. I need more time. So, story. As I addressed in premise, your character interacts personally with the main antagonist demon, Maxwell, through every single challenging world until you finally meet him and complete the fulfilling story at the end. So players, you play the game on your own, but there is also another game called Don't Starve Together, which you can play with your friends. Objective is the main objective staying alive as possible as threat. Permadeath doesn't just come from starvation, true as the little map implied. There are so many other things that you can kill you, but the main objective is, as you can see, is that there's dice cycle in this game. As far as you go to the other dice, there are also other weathers and like summer, winter, yeah, and seasons like this. So as much as you go to there, you get a score, and with that score, you are gonna able to open the other characters that I mentioned before. So the procedures. Actually, you're just starting a new game with playing. The player doesn't start with any items aside from some characters' specific items. The first major concerns for players are hunger, night, and sanity. During daytime, pick up flint and twigs for crafting pickaxe and axe in the tab, collect cut grass from grass, and chop trees for logs. They will be used for crafting campfire at night. Collect carrots and berries to cook over the campfire in the evening. You can start game as like that, and for more information you gotta search on internet or just gotta discover for yourself. So let's go out. Rules. Watch out your sanity. Sanity is an important thing. If you lose your sanity, you're gonna see some shadows, and that shadows eventually will attack you. Don't start a fight you can't finish. You shouldn't bite off more than you can chew, actually, cause the game is not so easy game. Don't get greedy. If you see a bunch of loot on the ground from battles, the victors from said battle can't be far off. If you try to get in there to collect all of the loot blindly, you may find yourself low on health trying to escape. Make sure you have a light source always, a torchlight maybe, or a campfire. It's good to be true, it probably is. So Don't Starve has set pieces that are much like traps, though some are helpful in a way. Most set pieces are dangerous if you don't take caution. If it looks like strange or out of the ordinary, take heed. Okay, but most importantly, don't starve. So, resources. We have a bunch of resources and foods, gathering things, all the survival things, as you can see in the pictures. So conflict, actually the main conflict is just building your own settlement in here and survive. That's what the conflict comes from. So the boundaries, we have a map, and a map has a boundaries. this is a simple explanation, but as you can see, you can't go without go to other place. Actually, you can go caves, but other than that, map is your boundary. So as an outcome, you can play this game if you like survival games and challenging games. It's just a very good example of game as you can play. Thank you for watching. See ya.